Right guys, so today's video I'll be doing is a review on The Last of Us Part 2. I've got 3 different topics here and a few other wee things I'll throw in. I'm going to be talking about it in today's video, so let's just get into it. So let's start talking about the game and what it's about. The game was released on June 19th of last year, 2020. It was scheduled to be released in sometime in February and it got postponed. Then again in April it was postponed as well, and it finally came out, as I said, on June 19th. The Last of Us Part 2 takes place in 2039, which is 6 years after the first game. The game takes place in 2 main locations. It takes place at the start in Jackson in Wyoming, and then throughout most of the game it is set in Seattle.
I don't know what happened. I was supposed to take her to the Fireflies and walk away.
The plot of the game is as follows. The player controls 2 characters in a post-apocalyptic United States whose lives intertwine. Ellie, who sets out on a revenge after suffering a tragedy, and Abby, a soldier who becomes involved in a conflict with a cult. Although the second game is 6 years after the original, we go back continuously to the first game and different flashbacks, and we see what happened between the first one and the one now, and it fills the player in on what's happened during the 6 years in the middle. The Last of Us Part 2 takes roughly 20 hours to complete. In my fast time, I wasn't trying to speedrun it, but in my fast time I managed to do it 15 hours, and some people doing speedruns managed to get another 5 hours. So it is quite a long game, but it can be done quite quickly as well. As I said, it takes roughly 20 hours to complete the second one, whereas the first one took roughly between 12 and 16 hours, so it's quite a bit longer, this new one. Now, I'm guessing the reason you're watching this is because you like The Last of Us and you like story mode games, so the fact that this is quite a long game is, in my opinion, it is quite good. Hopefully if you're watching this, obviously you think it's good as well. I'll get into a bit more later, but you are getting a lot for your money here. You're getting 20 hours of game time. But it could be more if you're getting all the collectibles and stuff, so you're getting, at very least, I'd say about 15 hours of game time here. At launch, the game costs £55, which is a lot of money for a game, but as I said, it's 20 hours of game time that you're getting here, and it is worth it in my opinion. As of making this video, there is no extra cost, unless you can include special editions of the game, like just a special edition, collector's edition, stuff like that. These can cost up to like £250, £300 for the collector's edition, but as of making this video there is no DLC yet. The game is expected to get multiplayer, which could bring in add-ons and cost more money and stuff, but not yet, there isn't. Only just last month that the game actually won Game of the Year for 2020. The fact that this was released halfway through the year and still managed to win it, and the fact that it's an exclusive, it says a lot about it, obviously. In the past few years there's been roughly 8,000 games released a year, and obviously to win Game of the Year, it says a lot about the game. In my opinion, this is deserved. I know this is only one person's opinion, but as a person who plays a lot of solo games and single player games and stuff like that, I take a lot of stuff into account, like graphics, the actual storyline, stuff like that. And in my opinion, this is the best game that's ever been made. Or the best game I've played. I think these awards are definitely warranted. Yeah, forgot to say the first game as well also won Game of the Year back in 2013. So that was my review on The Last of Us Part 2. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. See you next video.